Addictions, an area of social concern. Authors for Team 10 are Sherilyn Karen, Gabrielle Miller, Mauve Wall, Nitin Kalesh. Addictions today are everywhere, from food, technology, alcohol, and drug abuse. We are constantly hearing about the drain addictions are putting on our health system, as well as the devastating effect it has on those around them. The area that receives the most focus in the news seems to be drugs such as opiates, cannabis, and prescriptions. Addictions have been noted as the, quote, disorder of choice, unquote, and refers to the individual's addicted choices being rooted in their deep-seated tendencies to consume too much of whatever they like. This was noted by Hyman in 2009. Food addiction is a distinguished clinical feature that affects about 5% of the general population in Canada, as per Pedram in 2016, therefore leaving us with a growing problem in today's society.
Addictions in Canada is an increasing number. They may not be aware that their behavior is out of control and that they are causing problems for themselves and others. People who do suffer from an addiction without realizing it, how severe it is, may not clearly see the problem until it is too late. A York Region study asked students about what drugs they have used in the past year. Nicotine, alcohol, illicit drugs then gave the researchers an idea of what they were using based on age, sex, and region. The most used drugs were cannabis, hallucinogens, and stimulants. Roughly 29% of students had used cannabis within the past year, 16% had used hallucinogens, and about 10% had used stimulants. Most drug users in the survey were users of cannabis, which said that 80% of people use cannabis, 16% for stimulants, 8% for cocaine, 5% for heroin, and 2% for other opioids. And this research study was done in 2015. This is one of the researches that have been done on addictions as a social issue. An article from Alemanis researches addictions as a contemporary social issue. The article starts off as a description of an addiction itself and the diagnosis of addiction. The author uses the explanation of someone not being an alcoholic but may drink in a pattern that causes them to have problems as well. He then goes on to study and compare ways of coping with an addiction and treatments. This is where he compares the use of medicine to psychiatric treatment. When patients start to depend on the medicine and the doctor to get rid of their addiction, help groups are the best way to get over their dependence, as he states. Lastly, the author discusses prevention from addiction. He looks at the social, ecological factors as well. So these are some of the possible side effects for addictions. There's the possibility of overdose, withdrawals, moodiness, loss of personality, judgment from yourself and others, and your memory can start to disappear. All of these things can affect how the person sees themselves and how others see them, which could then cause them to use more and more, and the cycle then continues.
Addictions, in a broad definition, is the use of a broad range of substance, addictive behaviors, and as well as the concept of risk. With the concept of risk comes health concerns. Addiction is not only a physical effect on the body, but as well as a psychosocial, psychological effect as well. The process of overcoming addiction is followed by 3 steps: the realization of defeat, the request for help, and the third stage is sharing with another who's experienced and hope for a change. Treatment for addictions is very complex. Studies show that medicine is only effective when it's complementary with a larger program that takes into account other resources of mutual help groups. An example of this would be Alcoholics Anonymous. This is where a group of individuals who are addicted to alcohol come together to win over the dependency by sharing their stories and coping mechanisms. In Canada, there is an increasing demand for resources relating to treatment programs for addictions. These programs are wide-ranging for various different addictions. The most up-to-date listing for drug and alcohol treatments include drug rehab centers, alcohol treatment centers, residential treatment centers, recovery homes, outpatient addiction programs, support groups, drug and alcohol addiction services, drug rehabilitation services, government drug programs. With such a wide array of choices, it makes it easier for those who have an addiction to find resources and treatment. If you don't enjoy one-on-one counseling, you could do a support group or try recovery homes. There are currently 173 sources of foundations for addictions, specifically drugs and alcohol abuse. One large foundation is the Hudson's Bay Company Foundation. Their funding interests are community development, health, social services, sports, and athletics. Their mission is dedicated to improving the lives of Canadians. They support Canadian organizations and initiatives that contribute to healthy families, strong communities, and sports excellence. 10% of their dollars go towards health. This is just a pie chart showing you HBC's funding breakdown. Another large foundation responsible for funding with addiction is the Coulion Foundation. This funding interests include mental health, social services, arts, and culture. In particular, this foundation donated $25,000, which is 6% of their funding, to Center of Addictions and Mental Health in Toronto in 2015.
Due to pressures in life, people can get addicted to anything. Some get addicted to drugs because of life problems, while others get addicted to food that is bad for their health. Trying to help someone with an addiction can be a long, challenging, and painful process. It takes a lot of patience and effort to help someone get rid of addiction issues. See what kind of addiction the person is going through and how they got addicted, because every addiction starts differently. If an employee is stealing, there may be a kleptomania, meaning an addiction to steal. The owner should offer them the option of either proving that they have changed or the option of jail. Should encourage their loved ones to attend rehab for drug and alcohol addictions. Be supportive for the programs available. Victims that are highly addicted to alcohol can contribute to the drinking and driving issue we unfortunately still have today. Our system is lacking on the consequences. We are sending out a loose message of the outcomes. The consequence for drinking and driving is license suspension and car impound. But still, after these consequences, people still drink and drive. The question is why? People are not afraid of getting charged because it is not something big for them. Therefore, the consequences should be higher, such as cancellation of license and increased ride checks.
Conclusion. By offering support and education to those who are suffering from addictions, whether it is the user or the loved ones caring for them, we can help create a more positive environment to heal. If we increase the consequences for the actions, we might make a little more headway in helping our society think twice about endangering others by their addictive actions. Thank you.